Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Will's World, True Crime Edition. And I have many guests here in the studio,
A loaded studio.
loaded studio. First of all, I have Antoinette here, and I have Alan, and I have the star of
The
the day,
special guest.
a very special guest, Sergeant Royce Austin of the Michigan State Police. Which
Gonna be a good story
it's gonna be an
tonight.
excellent story. So we're going to talk about the Crack City Strangler.
Put that, let me, yeah.
Yeah, it's the star of the book, Crack City Strangler.
Is that you?
No, he's the guy that.
Oh, that's the bad guy?
That's the bad guy. Yes, it's been so long. It's been so long ago. Yeah, it's yes. He's the detective in this, or the sergeant in this story.
So let's give a little background. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Give a little background on it.
Well, like I say, he's part of a special task force. Unmarked, drove a very crappy car. Nice Chevy that you had there. I don't know. You can confirm this or deny or whatever. And there was basically everyone was kind of trying to catch this serial killer that was killing mostly all prostitutes or women of the night, and he was sexually assaulting them, and also he would murder them. And you were the one that stood up and said, "Hey, this has to stop. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this guy off the street, whatever it takes." So
Tell us a little bit about the story.
take it away. Take it away, Royce.
What happened was we had a serial killer in Detroit, and he was targeting prostitutes. I was a Michigan State Trooper, the leading law enforcement agency in the state of Michigan, and we were not a part of that investigation.
I think that's crazy.
The other cities were Detroit, Hamtramck, Ecorse, and we were not part of the investigation.
Right.
So we get an invite. So my boss says, "Go down there and sell yourself." So I go to the meeting, and I'm surrounded by other police officers, a couple of commanders, and I was asked, "What can the state police do that we're not doing?" I said, "Number one, I could put 100 troopers on the street with one phone call. You send in your evidence to the FBI lab to be analyzed, and we could do it right here in the state of Michigan." So
Yeah.
I said, "Well, can I ask you a question?" And this one commanding officer, "What's that?" I says, "Who's talking to the prostitutes?"
Right.
And he says, "Why should we be talking to the prostitutes?"
Yeah, they were just the victims. I mean,
And before I thought about it,
Wow.
I say, "Dummy, here are victims."
yes.
They've obviously seen
That's
something,
it.
heard
I said,
something.
Something, yeah.
Right.
I say, there are victims. So that's how I got my job.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, you could talk to them. So what I did, I would go in the area where the prostitutes were, and I would get out and talk to them. I explained to them that I am the police. I'm not interested in who you're screwing or who you're sucking, but you cannot work out here if this man is on the streets. And I finally found one young lady that got away from him. Her name was Darlene Sanders. And Darlene was a big female, and she was able to fight him off.
So Benjamin Atkins or Tony wasn't a large fellow.
No,
So,
he was
yeah.
not.
Okay.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
So I would get her, and my stipulations were, you can't be high when you ride with me.
Mm-hmm.
So either you do it before you come with me, or you do it afterwards.
Right, because the drug enforcement wasn't your thing at the time. It was trying to catch the
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Right.
that was main
Right.
focus.
Yeah.
And to speak of that, she took me to places that being a police officer, we didn't even know existed.
Right.
They had
It's the underworld.
prostitute houses, they had drug houses, they had places where you could buy stolen guns.
Mm-hmm.
So I I took that into consideration too.
Yeah, for the future.
So,
Yes. And also, this was the 80s, too. This
yeah.
was the late
So
80s.
what I would
Correct.
do, I would pass that information on to the agencies and say, don't bust them until I'm out of here.
Right, right.
So I get Darlene and I tell her, if you ride with me, you got to be straight. And she would be straight, and I would pick her up, and we would ride the areas that this individual frequent.
So what are you mainly trying to do? A visual ID? Like what was the point of the riding
yes.
together?
Yeah,
Okay.
I need a visual ID.
Okay.
Okay, because nobody had ever seen it except for Darlene. So we riding, and she's looking, and she's telling me all these war stories about how she jumped out of car here, jumped out of car here. I said, I don't want to hear that, Darlene. Look at these fools out here on the street. All of a sudden, she got to hyperventilate. And I mean, it was something scary. And to the point where I had to actually physically grab her to make her stop.
Uh-huh.
And I said, what's wrong with you? She said, Royce, that's him. I said, who? She said, that's Tony. And it was a black male walking down the street. And I said, are you sure, Darlene? She said, I'm sure. I said, you got to be sure because I might have to kill this man. She said, Royce, I'm sure. At that point, I parked my car. I got out. I had my weapon drawn, but he never seen it. I had it behind my back. And I walked up to him. I said, Tony. And he answered, I said, do you know who I am? He said, yeah, I know who you are. I said, who am I? He said, you're the state trooper that's been looking for me.
Oh.
And I said, you're right. And I said, you got two choices today. He said, what's my choices? I said, either lay down on the ground or die. And I drew my weapon on him. And he chose to lay down. Okay. And so I arrested him and called my department and told them I had made an arrest. Everybody was happy. So I'm a fisherman. I love to fish.
Yes, you do.
Next day, I'm 25 miles up in Canada fishing. And my boss calls me. He said, where are you? I said, excuse me, I'm fishing. He said, you need to be down to police headquarters because they say you got the wrong guy. And I said, boo.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go down and fishing clothes and everything. I walk in. I say, let me talk to him. And I get him in a room. I get close to him. I say, Tony, you know and I know. It's over. I got the right guy. Give me something so these dummies can see that it's you. He said, I like you, Royce. He said, I'm going to give you a body that you haven't found. And he gave us a body that we hadn't found. I called in the surveillance unit. I sent them to the location. They called me back. They said, Royce, we have a white female, blonde, dead in an abandoned house. So that started it. At that point,
I have a question for you. Do you think there are a lot more victims that we maybe can locate or identify?
I'm quite sure. It
was quite a few, years ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but I'm quite sure it is because our society, they frowned on prostitutes.
Right, of course.
They frowned on females to use drugs.
That's sad.
And like I made a statement one time to this command officer. He was like, well, why are you worried about prostitutes? I say, that young lady was somebody's child, somebody's mother, somebody's sister.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And they have the right to be defended. You let the court on them.
Did he ever get into why he decided to kill them? Like, did he think he was doing something wrong?
Well,
did he think he was ridding society of people that didn't, like, I'm just kind of curious what his...
No, his motive was, his mother was a prostitute, and she used to take him on dates when she dated men. So on that, he hated mom and all prostitutes.
You think he'd hate Johns and hate himself?
You would think that, yeah. You would think that, but he did lie and say he was a victim of rape or sexual
Yes.
assault himself at
Yeah.
during the time of the trial, but that was not true.
That's not true.
That's when we found out he had more. And we all know that when it comes to serial killers, they have a pattern of, let's say, victims. So it turns out it could be someone that reminds him of something that
mom.
just like his mom, right? In that scenario, and that's sad. But that was his motivation for doing that. But well, to your knowledge, what happened to Tony Benjamin Tony
Look,
Atkins when he was in prison?
well,
Because he got life, I believe. Huh?
well, yeah, he got life. He had to be segregated because a lot of those inmates that were in Jackson Prison were related to some of the women that he killed. So he had to be segregated. He was in a cell by himself. Uh, there were a couple of attempts made on his life while he was in prison, uh, but he wound up dying of AIDS.
Okay.
He was infected,
Okay.
and he wound up dying.
Probably because of the prostitution.
Yeah,
And
he
everything.
wound
Yeah.
he wound
See,
up dying.
I believe he had like what 11 known victims.
Yeah,
11 known.
11
11
known.
known,
11
yeah.
known.
Yes.
Did he ever allude that there was more, or?
Yeah, well, we're quite sure there was more. It's just like I asked him when he got caught. I said, "Give me something
Hmm.
to prove to them," and we never knew about this last one.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sure it was a lot of them. But the simple fact is, these prostitutes that were out there, they didn't have families anymore. The families just owned them. The streets were their lives.
So it made it an easier target.
Oh,
For
they made them
right.
very easy
Right.
target.
Yeah, because if they're
Yeah.
missing, no one's
That's right.
missing
No-
them.
Yeah.
Nobody's
That's
looking.
correct.
Nobody's looking for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking for them.
And it was easier to be a victim. I said, let's say when it comes to them being high on
Right.
crack or heroin or anything else like that, because that was the late 80s. So it was the crack epidemic, and
Right.
especially
Right.
being in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. So
Hard place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I went back probably a year later, and I walked that same stretch that he patrolled, and had really cleaned up a whole lot, a whole lot. It made a lot of politicians, a lot of police departments look a little bit closer at what was going on,
Okay.
in their cities. I had one command officer tell me, uh, why are you so concerned with prostitutes? And before I thought about it, I say, dummy, that's somebody's child.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they do, somebody loves them.
Yeah.
Your parents, especially your mom. Mom is gonna love you no matter what we do.
That's right.
Dad might look at us a little frown, but mom is gonna love you.
Yeah.
And all of these girls had mothers.
Right.
I had to talk to some of these ladies. I had one lady that she was dying to meet me, and she just wanted to hug me and kiss me and thank me for catching this clown. So
You also had a mother bring her daughter to you that had cleaned up, right?
yes, oh
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
that right there was special. I was in my office one afternoon, and they say, "Sarge, you got a visitor." I said, "Who?" They said, "This lady and this real pretty girl." I said, "Pretty girl?" They said, "Okay, we'll take care of it." I said, "No." And I go out, and I recognize mom, and I looked at Darlene, and I'm like, "Oh my God!"
Oh, it was the one who ID'd her.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
good. ID'd him. Oh my
And
goodness.
I'm like, "Oh my God, you are gorgeous!" And she was.
Yeah.
She was drug free.
All right. All
She
right.
had cleaned up.
Excellent.
Mom said she was doing what she's supposed to do.
Okay. Excellent.
And to me, we can't save all of them.
No,
If I could just save one or two at a time.
that's right.
And
That's
you
right.
know, and that made it well worth it.
Right.
Now- Can I ask, how do you think he knew you were looking for him? Like,
Because the word they got out.
so what, prostitutes or
Yeah.
something? Like,
Yeah,
really?
street
Like,
people. Street people.
Okay.
Work
Street
this out.
people.
Yeah.
It's how
Tight
can I
network.
put it? It's a proper word I'm trying to use is it's a thing between street people.
Right.
Okay, if Popo looking for you, somebody gonna tell me, and I know you, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, girl, you better lay down because Popo looking for you."
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's
Or,
the way they communicate.
or even like even surveillance, because you've done a lot of surveillance. You've been a private investigator. You've done surveillance for the police. When you're in an area and there's a slight bit of suspicion, then if they're drug guys, I'm talking about more modern times,
Yeah.
cell phones go off. One guy calls the other one calls the other one down the street, and you see, and you know that's it.
Right.
You know, they don't have to walk up to the car. That's it.
So if this guy knew that you were looking for him, why would he come back to the same area?
Because he didn't care.
He
He
probably
didn't care. Arrogant.
Yeah, because he gave up really to
Maybe-
you because it wasn't like you had DNA back then.
No.
That was the late 80s. You didn't really have blood typing. You know, you could match it with blood type, but a lot of you blood types that's not going to work. You have 2 people, 3 people, 10 people the same blood type.
Now,
So-
did you go down any like rabbit holes the wrong way where someone said they saw him and didn't? And
I went in a lot of houses, if you want to call them rabbit holes, that I shouldn't have been in by myself. Yeah, I went into a lot of places. A lot of places that I went into, none of the police agency, including us, knew we existed. Okay? And what I would do is I would get that information. I would call my boss and tell him, do it in about a week. Don't do it today, but do it in about a week. You guys need to hit this location. They're selling drugs, they're selling guns, they got prostitutes up in there, and it's right in the city. It was several places like that. During that time, you got to realize that crack cocaine was the biggest thing they thought that hit the street. And we had, oh my God, we got people from the suburbs that didn't even supposed to be in the city of Detroit.
Right.
You see businessmen down there on their lunch hour coming out of these whorehouses, and we start jumping on them. You're risking your life coming down here.
Yeah.
So
So it reached all different socioeconomic boundaries, went past those. So yeah, that's horrible.
So so on that note, that was the beginning and the end of Tony. But he was very interesting.
Yeah, he had a serious mental health issue there. He just, someone had to take him off the streets because if not, he was going to keep going and going and going. He was never going to tire of it. He would never get tired of that.
He had already picked out a girl for his birthday.
Mm.
He had the audacity to tell me that.
Oh.
wow.
He had already picked out a girl for his birthday. And when I told her that, she was like, for real? And
Can I ask a question? Because I know, like, whenever you hear about something or you read a book or you have a character in your mind, so I'm assuming you have a profile of, what you think this killer is. When you actually saw him, what was different from in your head to how he was in person?
nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Just the way they described him, the way I visualized him, nothing. I knew when she said, there he is, there was no doubt in her mind. And after I looked at him and what I had heard about him, there was no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind.
From what you tell me is that he was so, I guess, focused or kind of like, the lack of empathy. He didn't seem surprised. He didn't seem scared. He didn't seem to care. He just
He
just had to stare.
He wasn't trying to hide.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he wanted to get caught eventually.
He was out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
He was out there doing his thing. He would hustle up money to buy crack, to get a girl, do what he's going to do and kill her. That was like a daily ritual.
They have like a cold stare in his eyes, or he just kind of just blank. He's just
I can tell you, like he hadn't did anything wrong, man.
wow.
He hadn't did anything wrong.
Oh yeah, in his mind he has it. In his mind he thought he was perfectly okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Even though we're the state police, we are in their city. So they have full jurisdiction. So that's why everything went to Detroit instead of everything going to my office.
But if you had a victim ID and basically a guy that said, "You're looking for me,"
Right.
how could they even say it's wrong, jurisdiction or not?
Well, because when I arrested him in the city of Detroit.
So it was just
They're not
just
the
got
ones that
upset
caught
that-
him.
Right. They're not the ones that caught him. Yeah.
that they didn't catch him.
They were, yeah. They were
They're
upset.
going to take it because they're going to take credit for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're going to take credit for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you would know you're going to come after him again because, I mean, you're basically like something you would see on TV. You've had a lot of injuries, I would say, in the line of duty. Quite a few.
You got shot, right?
You've been shot a few times, right?
Few times.
Took one in the face.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Guy had what was it? The Kevlar guy?
Yeah. Took one in
Tell that story.
Yes, please.
Tell that story.
Yeah.
That's
Please.
I like to dress.
Well, especially when you're undercover, you fit in. You fit in very well too. You know.
Like in dresses or?
No.
I like my clothes.
Yeah.
I like,
He's a cool guy.
I
He's a
like
cool
my
guy.
jewelry.
Wants to dress
I
up.
like my jewelry.
Okay.
Okay. I give you a prime example.
Yeah.
Christmas party one year, state police.
Don't do it. No.
I'll tell the story.
That's gonna tell. Okay, that's gonna give away the age now. Oh no.
I will tell the story.
Oh no.
And I go to the Christmas party, and one of the commanders says, "Who in the hell let this pimp into the party?" And the reason he said that, I went and bought me a full mink coat. Okay, and it was so long it hit the top of my shoes. And I had me a nice Barcelona hat.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, "You're a pimp."
Yeah,
Wow.
and you can see I always love my jewelry.
Yeah.
And then you had these hookers on the side.
No,
No, yeah. Take that.
That's one thing that I didn't have.
Yeah.
But they knew me.
Yeah.
They knew, and and the reason I did that because I never wanted to be accused of taking bribes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Always.
People that knew me, that's Royce.
Right.
Okay. He's always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And even to this day, I'm not going to change.
No.
I love my clothes. I didn't downsize a little bit, but I just love looking the best I can.
Yeah. So.
And
Sure.
even then, even being undercover,
Mhm.
Yeah,
you have to fit the persona.
I dressed down a couple of times, posing as a bum or wino to get close to somebody, but
No, you know me. I do different, looks too. I mean, I do it all the time, and
Yeah, sometimes you have those glasses on, sometimes you don't.
sometimes I don't. And
That.
right.
That's
I
like
don't
Clark
have it
Kent,
on.
right?
No. And then when I put them on, they're like, "Oh, that's Will from Will's World." See? You got me.
Because if you go in a certain neighborhood,
Yeah.
people are going to know that you're out of place, and they're not going to do it with you.
See,
Yeah,
I'd be a terrible investigator because I have the opposite of like if I'm in a room, people just automatically. I don't for I think because I have a loud laugh or big hair, it's like I don't blend in anywhere.
You would. You would. It's just, you kind of have to take on the character you're portraying,
I
I just,
believe me, I used to try to dress incognito to buy clothes in the mall, and
Oh, yeah,
still,
see?
yeah,
Didn't
still-
work.
No, it's hard.
Well, see, when I had a case, and you were telling me about your beat up car, and I had a case, the Omni. It was a DUI homicide, and one person, of course, she made it out okay, and even certain officials tried to hide the alcoholic beverages in the car. But she worked in a very high end hotel, and I told the lawyer, I said, well, I needed a cool car to blend in. You were like, what? They didn't give you that. And I said, well, yeah, they gave me a Corvette. So, mine was
there
a
you
Corvette.
go.
I was like, yeah. And I said, well, I need clothes, walking around, money. I look cool. And it
They
worked
must have
out.
given you a lot of money.
Hey, wow. Thanks.
Can you tell the story how you got shot? You were saying at their Christmas party, you were all dressed up.
Yeah. Yes.
So Christmas party.
Now, when you got shot with the guy with the the vest on. Yeah. Well, you're running around the car.
Mhm.
Tell that story.
I was dressed up one night, and I was going to, and something told me, do not go to the driver's side of your car.
Always listen to your gut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
come out of the store, okay? So you figure the store door is here, my car is here, the passenger side, driver's side is where you at. And some told me, go to the passenger side of your car. And just as I hit that side, this clown raised up on the driver's side of my car with his weapon drawn. And he say, I want that coat you got on.
Yeah.
I want all the jewelry you got. And I want your money. I say, man, I'm the police. And he say, yeah, Beth, the way you dress, you are not the police. So I say, go for it. I fired a shot to get away from him.
Uh-huh.
He went one way, I went the other way. Okay. Now we have two duty weapons. We have a automatic that shoots 16 times. Then I got a little pea shooter that only shoots 5 times.
What's your pea shooter? Is that a 38 or okay? Okay.
38 snub nose.
Oh boy.
That night I had the little pea shooter. And I might as well have a slingshot.
Oh.
Okay. Because I fired 3 shots to get the distance from us.
Mm-hmm.
Only had 2 shots left.
Oh.
Okay. All right. And at that time, I lost track of him. I thought I hit him. I looked down on the ground to see if I could see his feet. At first time, I didn't. I looked down the second time, and he was crawling on the ground. And I made up my mind, this last shot has got to be right. I said, I'm going to crawl with him. When we get to the front of my car, I'm shooting him in the face. Well, I lost track of his feet. When I raised up, he shot through my windows,
Oh.
which caught me right here.
Oh, wow.
And I
Like
caught the slug,
ricochet and yeah.
caught the slug in my teeth. And I said, God, don't let me die like this. And I got stronger. And I heard footsteps. And I was well known in the city of Detroit from other agencies.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard the footsteps, I raised up. And this Detroit police officer says, Royce, put it down, put it down. And I says, where is he? They says, nobody's here but us. So he had got away.
Oh, wow.
He got away.
Was that a Wild Bill?
So, yeah.
Okay.
so,
That's one.
so a couple of days went past. My boss, they called me in and said, come in, we're going to take you for a ride. I said, ride where? They come out, take you for a ride. And they take me into the area where this happened at. And they tell me, look in that garage. I said, well, look in the garage. And I looked in the garage, and there's the guy. My first shot was dead center. My second shot was high, hit him in the throat.
Oh, wow.
So he died. He died on the scene.
Wow.
Well, right about now, looks like we're gonna wrap this up. So excellent having you. It was amazing. Thank you for, sharing your story. Thank you for letting us get this story first because I know there's a documentary that they want to do on you. And
Yeah, we
As you
appreciate
can
that.
see,
appreciate it.
you can see they already started.
I know it started already. And thank you, hey Antoinette. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, my pleasure.
And you too, Alan. I mean,
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyways, that wraps up this episode of Will's World, Crack City Strangler edition. And hey, stay tuned for next week's show. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.